English Leap Podcast.
From Speak English with Class.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Leap Podcast. I'm Daniel, here with Jennifer, and we're thrilled to have you with us today.
Yes, welcome everyone. So Daniel, quick question. What's the first thing you do when you finally get a day off?
That's easy. I grab my guitar and strum a few songs. It's my way of letting my mind take a break. What about you, Jennifer?
I love that. For me, it's picking up a good book and finding a cozy corner to read. It's like stepping into a whole new world without leaving my chair. You know, hobbies like these really do make life richer.
Exactly. And that's what today's episode is all about. Hobbies. Those little things that make us smile, help us unwind, and remind us who we are outside of work and responsibilities.
It's funny, isn't it? We spend so much time talking about productivity and achievements, but sometimes we forget the simple joy of doing something just because it makes us happy.
Right. And did you know that even some of the most successful people in the world have hobbies that keep them balanced? We're going to dive into how hobbies, big or small, play an important role in our lives. And, of course, we'll share a few fun stories along the way.
So, listeners, have you ever wondered why some people seem to have endless energy or creativity? It's often because they take time for themselves, whether it's through painting, gardening, or even playing chess. We're here to remind you that these hobbies aren't just pastimes. They're essential to living a balanced life.
And speaking of hobbies, did you know that Bill Gates plays bridge to unwind? Or that Warren Buffett strums the ukulele to relax? Imagine that. Two of the world's top minds taking time for simple, joyful activities. It just goes to show that hobbies aren't just for weekends. They're part of what keeps us going.
Exactly. Whether you're into baking, writing, hiking, or knitting, hobbies can be that special time when you reconnect with yourself.
Absolutely. So, as we go through today's episode, keep in mind that hobbies don't have to be grand or perfect. They just need to be yours. Let's explore why they matter so much, share some inspiring stories, and maybe even inspire you to try something new. Ready, Jennifer?
Always ready. Let's jump in and explore the beautiful world of hobbies.
When I was a child, there was an old tree in the yard behind our house. It was strong with big branches that reached out like open arms. Every afternoon, I would climb up and sit on one of the broad branches. From there, I could see the garden, the street, and the sky stretching far away. It became my secret world, a place where I felt safe, where my thoughts could wander. This was the start of my first hobby, watching the world and imagining stories. I didn't know then that this simple joy would become something so meaningful in my life. I believe hobbies are like that old tree, a place where we can go, rest, and feel free. Hobbies are more than activities. They are spaces where we find ourselves. Some people like drawing. They start with a blank page, slowly adding lines, colors, and shapes until a picture appears. Others find joy in reading, turning each page to meet new friends, visit new places, or solve mysteries. And then there are those who love to cook, mixing ingredients, tasting, and smelling until a dish is ready to share with loved ones. I have a friend named Emma. Her hobby is gardening. She told me once that planting seeds is like planting hope. She starts with tiny seeds, carefully placing them in the soil. Every day, she waters them, watches them, and waits. It takes time, patience, and care. But one day, a small green leaf breaks through the soil. That moment, she said, feels magical. The garden becomes her quiet place, a space where she feels connected to nature and herself. For some, hobbies might be active, like running or dancing. My neighbor Sam wakes up early every morning to run. He says running clears his mind. With each step, he feels his worries fall away, leaving only the sound of his breath and the rhythm of his feet on the path. It's not just exercise. It's a way for him to find peace. Hobbies can also be creative, like writing or playing music. One boy I knew, Alex, would sit at his piano for hours. Sometimes he played the same piece over and over until he got it just right. Other times, he made up his own songs, letting his fingers dance across the keys. When he played, it was as if the room was filled with light. His music spoke when words couldn't. It's interesting to note that many successful people have hobbies that help them stay balanced and inspired. For example, Bill Gates enjoys playing bridge, a card game that sharpens his strategic thinking and helps him relax. His hobby isn't just fun, it's a mental challenge that keeps his mind active. Warren Buffett, one of the world's most successful investors, finds joy in playing the ukulele. He often shares that this simple hobby brings him happiness and offers a break from the stress of his work. Music, even if it's played just for oneself, can be a source of comfort and joy. Even the great scientist Albert Einstein loved playing the violin. He once said that music helped him think and find solutions to complex problems. When he played, it wasn't about being perfect, but about finding peace and letting his mind explore new ideas. This shows that hobbies can be a powerful way to spark creativity and foster new perspectives. Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, found inspiration in calligraphy. Before he created groundbreaking technology, he took a class on calligraphy that deeply influenced his sense of design and simplicity. He often said that this hobby taught him about the importance of elegance and detail, lessons that later shaped the aesthetics of Apple products. Hobbies are not only for relaxation, they can teach valuable lessons. For instance, painting teaches patience and an eye for detail. Playing chess can sharpen strategic thinking, while writing helps organize thoughts and express emotions. These hobbies, though they may seem small, contribute to the larger puzzle of personal growth. Why are hobbies so important to us? Life can be busy and full of responsibilities. We spend our days working, studying, or taking care of others. But when we have a hobby, it is like having a small, special gift we give to ourselves. It reminds us that we are more than our tasks and duties. We are people who can create, dream, and enjoy. Sometimes we forget to make time for hobbies. We might think we are too busy or that they are not important, but even a few minutes can make a difference. Imagine you're having a hard day. Then, you take out your sketchbook, your guitar, or your favorite book. In those moments, you feel lighter. You breathe easier. Your hobby becomes a friend that listens without judgment. For some people, finding a hobby is not easy. They might say, "I don't have any special talent," or "I don't know what I like." If that's you, start by thinking about what makes you smile. Do you like looking at old photos? Maybe photography could be your hobby. Do you enjoy listening to music? Maybe you could try learning an instrument, even if it's just for fun. Hobbies do not need to be perfect. You don't need to be the best at them. The purpose is not to win or to be the greatest. It's to enjoy the process. Emma's garden doesn't always bloom the way she hopes. Some plants don't grow, and some days the sun is too hot, or the rain doesn't come. But still, she finds joy in the simple act of caring for her plants. In fact, hobbies can also bring people together. Many people find community in shared interests. Whether it's joining a book club, a hiking group, or an online forum for art lovers, hobbies can create connections. These shared passions can lead to friendships and support networks that enrich our lives. Consider J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before she became famous, she wrote stories as a hobby while facing many challenges in her life. Writing was her escape, a way to express herself and create worlds filled with magic and hope. Her hobby not only brought her personal joy, but eventually changed her life and inspired millions around the world. As you listen to this, think about what makes your heart feel full. What do you do that makes time fly by? What activity makes you smile even on the hardest days? If you haven't found your hobby yet, that's okay. Let yourself try new things without worry. Maybe today it's drawing, tomorrow it's cooking, and next week it's writing. It's all part of the journey. In the end, hobbies remind us that life is not just about work or challenges. It's also about moments that bring us joy and peace. So take a deep breath and remember, finding what makes you happy is always worth it. What is your hobby? If you haven't found it yet, take a step today to discover it. And if you already know, cherish it. Let it be your quiet place, your old tree, where you can rest and be yourself.
Important vocabulary and expressions. Hobby. Meaning, an activity done regularly for enjoyment. Example, his favorite hobby is playing the guitar. Broad. Meaning, wide, large in extent. Example, the broad branches of the tree provided a perfect spot to sit. Stretching. Meaning, extending over a large area or distance. Example, the road was stretching far away into the distance. Wander. Meaning, to move or think without a clear purpose or direction. Example, her mind would wander as she sat by the window. Imagining. Meaning, forming a picture or idea in the mind. Example, he enjoyed imagining different stories about his favorite characters. Joy. Meaning, a feeling of great happiness. Example, reading brings her so much joy. Patience. Meaning, the ability to wait or continue doing something despite difficulties. Example, gardening taught her patience as she waited for the plants to grow. Rhythm. Meaning, a repeated pattern of sound or movement. Example, the rhythm of his running steps helped clear his mind. Creativity. Meaning, the use of imagination or original ideas. Example, painting sparked his creativity and made him feel alive. Inspiration. Meaning, the process of being mentally stimulated to do or feel something. Example, she found inspiration in the quiet moments of her day. Relaxation. Meaning, a state of being free from tension and stress. Example, music provided him with much-needed relaxation after work. Perspective. Meaning, a particular way of considering something. Example, traveling gave her a new perspective on life. Balanced. Meaning, being in a state of mental or emotional stability. Example, hobbies help people feel balanced and fulfilled. Cherish. Meaning, to hold something dear or appreciate it greatly. Example, she cherishes the moments she spends reading by the window. Comfort. Meaning, a state of physical ease and freedom from pain or worry. Example, writing in her journal brought her a sense of comfort.
Well, that wraps up today's episode. We hope you enjoyed exploring the wonderful world of hobbies and discovered how these little joys can bring balance and happiness to your life.
Thanks for tuning in to the English Leap podcast. If you found today's episode inspiring, don't forget to subscribe and check out the episode PDF for all the insights and tips we discussed. It's the perfect way to keep everything handy as you explore new hobbies.
And keep exploring. The more you engage in your hobbies, the more you learn about yourself and stay motivated. We're here each week to bring you stories, tips and conversations to boost your English and life skills.
See you in the next episode, everyone. Until then, keep exploring, stay creative, and keep leaping toward your English goals.
Bye for now and happy hobbying.
Your progress doesn't end here. To continue advancing your English skills, click on the next video or explore the additional videos we've thoughtfully selected for you.